Hello, my name is Mohamed Kassir and I'm an MD PhD student in Dr. Besim Ogretman's lab here in the Hollings Cancer Center. My poster discusses the negative association between Alzheimer's disease and cancer, which has been proven in multiple epidemiological studies. In other words, people with Alzheimer's disease have been shown to be less likely to develop cancer, but the real reason behind this negative association remains unknown. One of the cell types involved in both diseases are T cells, which are immune cells that play an essential role in fighting against cancer. Aging T cells, however, have been shown to have disturbed energy dynamics and a decrease in their anti-tumor function due to an excessive amount of a process known as ceramide-dependent mitophagy. Back to Alzheimer's disease, one of the hallmarks of this disease is the inhibition of mitophagy, but in the brain cells. For this reason, we asked the question whether T cells in Alzheimer's disease might also be having an inhibition of their ceramide-dependent mitophagy, which would protect them against this aging-induced drop in their anti-tumor function and would ultimately explain the negative association between Alzheimer's and cancer. In my poster, we show that a protein called APP, which is one of the main proteins involved in Alzheimer's pathology, is also expressed in T cells, and that this APP inhibits ceramide-dependent mitophagy in the aging T cells, which protects them against this drop in anti-tumor function which normally happens in age, and maintains their metabolism of certain metabolites such as fumarate. We use this information in multiple therapeutic models that might one day be translated into clinical applications. First of all, we tried adoptive cell transfers of either Alzheimer's disease T cells or aging T cells treated with fumarate to mice with melanoma tumors. And second of all, we tried mitochondrial transfers from Alzheimer's disease T cells into wild-type T cells in order to restore the anti-tumor function of these wild-type T cells. And all of this demonstrated the superiority of the Alzheimer's disease T cells against tumors. So in summary, in my poster, we show that Alzheimer's disease T cells are superior in their anti-tumor function when compared to their aging wild-type counterparts, and that this possibly explains the negative association between Alzheimer's and cancer. And we hope to capitalize on this information to in clinical studies that will hopefully use this information to potentiate T cells for anti-tumor cancer therapies. So please come talk to me at the AACR. I'm going to be presenting my poster on April 9th in the morning session.